The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 303 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. For this one, we're going to call it Minute to Win It for very, very obvious reasons, as we pretty much closed out a game within a minute and just had to do the rest of the work to get across the line. It was absolutely brilliant in some places, frightening in others, but hey, we've got two in a row, and that just feels really good at this moment. And of course, bam, where are we in the table?
Best in the West.
There it is. And of course, you just heard him. Let's introduce our crew. We've got Bam, we've got Tony, and as Bam says, we're at the top of the table. Tied or on our own ahead, sir?
I believe we are on our own ahead now.
Yep. Looking pretty good in the standings. Didn't take much. Of course, Supporter Shield's a different story because Cincinnati's lost their minds and they just keep winning every game, and I can't wait for us to stop them. But yeah, it's an interesting moment that we're in right now because they are definitely making that run, but they definitely give us the vibe of that team that wins the Supporter Shield and then, tanks in the playoffs. They have the vibe. They definitely have the vibe. On our end, of course, we're still on the mend. We still have a lot of guys missing, but somehow, some way, we finally got 2 wins in a row. The LAFC way. I know they're saying that, the hangover is over. It's not over. I mean, you can still see what's going on, and we'll get into that, of course. Tony is here as well. Tony, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. What's going on, you guys? A little tired, ready for Saturday and ready to go for a full 90 and enjoy the day, to be honest.
There it is. Not gonna lie, guys. For Tony, especially Tony and myself, the day after a match is always a little bit interesting because usually voices are shot and we just make do and continually hydrate throughout the episode just to keep moving. That's what we do. A lot of them this year, but we're getting used to it, I guess. Bam just laughs at us as he watches us struggle, but that's what we do. All right, let's get into it because the game was rather interesting. Of course, we did win 1-0 on a first-minute goal. In fact, a 55th minute or 55th second goal, if you want to say it, from Bogus, hitting one from distance. And if you want to say it deflected, whatevs. We'll just take it for what it is and enjoy it. Now, the lineup was rather interesting. There were conflicting lineups listed depending on where you looked. Ultimately, though, it looked pretty similar once things moved around and the guys got into place. Of course, McCarthy was in goal. Maldonado and Chiellini, yeah, that's right, Mr. Day-to-Day was back. Hollingshead and Palacios. We had Bogus, Sanchez, and Crisostomo holding down midfield. I said that right, folks. Mr. Bogus in the midfield. Thank you, Mr. Dolo, for doing that. Opoku, Vela, and Bwanga doing the business up top. But if you noticed quickly in the game, there were a lot of moments where Vela was playing very, very deep, as was Sanchez. Kind of switching roles throughout the game, depending on what Seattle was up to counter them. It looked good. It looked pragmatic. And of course, there was, again, early payoff and defensive cover that we've been lacking due to this minor tweak to the way we do things, but overall good. Tony, let's go with that highlight, the highlights, all of the highlights. Fire away, sir.
So in the, technically first minute, but seconds of the game, Bogus scores a right-footed shot from outside the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Opoku, following a fast break. Opoku kind of got like I want to say the hockey assist where it was like you pass it and then Bogus just takes it the rest of the way and just shows what he's capable of. And then it's just, all right, we're done. We can go home. Let's go. That's pretty much how it felt like the rest of the night. But there was actually one more highlight, which is the 76th minute. Sifu actually scores a goal, but it is overruled by VAR for a handball. Out in the stadium, I couldn't tell. Even the replay, you couldn't tell. I know everyone has, when you watched it at home, you saw the replay over and over, so you saw how well it was a handball. But unfortunately, that was the only real scare at the time. Like there were a couple scares from Seattle, of course, attacking and everything, but We ended up getting 3 points and being first in the West, and still have a game in hand on top against St. Louis.
Yeah, pretty good place to be. Of course, yes, they did get a couple shots on goal. Both teams only got 2 shots on goal. I mean, that was as limited as it got. A lot of corner kicks, a lot of dead ball situations that simply weren't capitalized on. In terms of the Cifuentes goal, instead of looking at the VAR, looking at the replays and all that, I just, when I was in the stands, watched Cifuentes and his reaction. First, it looked weird after he scored because celebration was minimal, right? And then I see him at the center line, basically just in the circle talking to one of the other players and making this motion. And he's doing this on the field as they're doing the review. And it's like, well, dude, you just kind of showed it right there. So he wasn't all that mad because he knew it was going to come back. I mean, it was no shock for him. You could tell there was little protest, and of course, motioning on the field before the guy even has the decision is kind of funny to watch. But they all know how it works in this league and around football these days. So it would have been nice for him, I'll be honest, to have him at this point so close to being transferred out. To get through that moment and get a goal would have been beautiful. I will say he has visited the North End pretty much every game for the last like 3, I'd say. Just coming by, giving high fives, and you can kind of tell, man, it's kind of a farewell tour for him at this moment. But he put in the work, he did what he had to do as a substitute in this game. Um, Big things I'm looking at, again, pretty even across the board for both teams. On my end also, I did enjoy the pace. It seemed this is one of those few games rather than us being like frenetic in pace, we just went, okay, let the ball do the work, be methodical about maintaining possession and get this game done with, rather than let's get into the back and forth. So that was a welcome to change. I'll throw it over to you, Bam. Thoughts on the match, sir?
Thoughts on? I didn't get to watch the match live because I was stuck at work, and my break at work was at halftime. So yay!
Aw.
But overall, I thought it was quite well. As some people have been saying in the comments, I was nervous when I saw getting 10 Uncle in the middle. I was quite nervous about that. But from everything that I've seen and all that kind of stuff, I think he let it go quite free flowing. I was glad that Tony finally got to see Bogus in the mid, and I thought that worked really well for us. But overall, I thought we did what we had to do. We got the goal. We didn't just rest on that. We kept trying to push for more, but we also had some good defense. So overall, this is what I want to see from us a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Chiellini, he looked great on the day. He really did. Not getting caught out of position, leading things in the back, communicating well with everybody. Uh, yeah, Chiellini vintage performance as far as I'm concerned is what we needed from him. Hollingshead had a good bounce back as well. If I'm looking for guys to struggle, the one guy that seemed to have a little bit of a quiet night was probably Bouanga. Not a whole lot of highlights to get from the man. Definitely, even though he was putting the effort in, just it wasn't breaking for him. That's for certain. Tony, your impressions?
I expected Bouanga to be there, but not be there. Best way to say it. Like
Yeah.
he's just came back, and unfortunately, we're not going to get that miracle of like he gets on a plane, flies how many hours, gets there an hour later and scores the game-winning goal. We're not always going to get that. So,
No.
I'm excited that other people have stepped up. I'm excited that Bogus did step up and move forward with his career and like showing what we signed him and what he's capable of. I felt like it was the team from the first half of the season when we started it where no one could catch up with us. No one could kind of like keep up with us. So overall, it was good. We'll see how it can transitions to the next game. And then we'll get a nice little break in the matchup because we'll need it. And we'll see where's that quick turnaround for Saturday to Tuesday goes too as well.
Yeah, never easy. Never easy. Other things I think that stood out also, of course, with the substitutions in this match. They seemed to be appropriate when they came. And the youngsters once again stepped up. Bam, you're nodding. I mean, Duenas is always, he seems to be consistent, doesn't he?
He does. I was a little bit disappointed he was left off the starting 11 because I thought he'd pretty much cemented his role there. But At the same time, though, with who we put in the midfield, you can't argue about it either. So for me, if someone's out missing, he's the next to go in straight away.
Yeah, I think we're all comfortable, beyond comfortable, and actually happy when he gets on the field. There's no concern when he comes on, like, oh man, they're playing the kid. I don't think we look at him that way anymore. It's a case where he's a good player coming in. He's going to do the job. We can trust him to do the job. He's very intelligent in the process. All good, all good. Very happy with what I'm seeing. All right, so we'll move this on forward, of course, to our 3 stars of the match. Bam, you have the floor.
So for everyone that's come in, thank you very much for doing all that kind of stuff. For the fans, some interesting votes came in. In third place for 1 vote is Cristostomo. And going by what some people tweeted, even one person said, I can't believe I'm putting him as my 3 stars. They gave him 3 stars. But Cristostomo ended up in third place with 1 vote for the fans. McCarthy for 2 votes from the fans. And obviously Bogus 3 votes for the fans. For me, I went 1 vote Cristostomo. I thought he had a great game. 2 votes Opoku. He's kept running, and obviously 3 votes for Bogus. Joseph?
3 votes for Bogusz for getting the game winner in the 5th minute. That was pretty darn cool from him. Second star is going to be McCarthy. He got the shutout. Got to give credit where credit is due. And it's hard on the 3rd star because it was a good team effort. I got to be honest. I'm gonna be like that guy and say I'm gonna go for Chiellini because hey, we got a damn shutout, and it takes more than a goalkeeper to get there. So those are my choices this week.
They
Tony.
are good choices. Like as you said, the third one was the hardest to pick. So Tony, who do you got?
Bogus at 3. 3 points, of course. He showed why you should get the start. McCarthy had to make some saves during the game to be number 2, and I think I'll give Cristostomo the point because he actually, again, Cristostomo's, there's nothing ever bad with him. There's nothing ever good with him, but this is the first time we can say there's actually a lot of potential of why we kept him around for a 3rd spell again. So I'll give it to him for this match.
There we go. Nice. Good call. Good call. Hey, the Cristostomo crowd, I gotta say, guys, well done. Well done. Not stuck on the starstruck stuff. It's putting in the work, and well earned. So yes, good on the day. Wasn't the prettiest of games, but man, it was darn effective, and that's all we needed on the day. Really, that's the best way to get through it. All right, let's throw it out to community. See where everybody's at on this. We have about 15 comments that I see, so let's take it to you guys and see where you're at on this one. All right, who got the first one? First one, of course, goes to Ox. Nice, man. Good to see you. Good to see you on here, dude. Late at night doing your thing. Miguel Campos, hello to you, sir, as well. Michael, not Mike, 805 says Grossgott. Could Mamadou Fall be headed back to LAFC? Well, his loan is up. It's looking like he's heading our way. Part of me feels though he's heading our way for a couple training sessions to stay fit before he moves on to somebody else, and we get a lot of money for him. I am getting that vibe that he might even go back to Spain, just wear a different color jersey. Negotiations, of course, could also be ongoing with the team he just walked away from. You never know, but yeah, man, it's hard to tell. Now, if he does stay, I know Bam's gonna have a broken heart because of player potential, but on our end, I mean, I couldn't complain of getting him in as a weapon and corner kicks and all that he does. We could definitely use him at this moment. So if we want to be greedy, we'll take him back. Of course, we love him here, but for players development and also our ability to spend money in the window, we probably need him to move on. I'll throw it to you, Bam, on your thoughts on this.
I want him back for selfish reasons as well. Like him in defense is amazing, but I can see him going back to Europe very quickly I can see him not going back to Spain. I can see him heading up a little bit, maybe to a certain club in Germany, or even just on the other side in Austria.
It's too big for that, though. Sure, you never know.
We got a partnership, maybe a loan out to, Bayern too.
Who knows, man? I mean, honestly, I think he's too good for that. Maybe he could go on a trip with Cifuentes, man. Like, that could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's I don't want Rangers. Don't want Celtic.
me
Don't want
either.
Rangers.
Well, I'll take Celtic. I won't take Rangers. But
No, neither of them.
As he heads back to Spain, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. France would be cool too, but
if
you
he
never
get
know.
to France, I would love for him to go to France because obviously being French speaking himself, he does want to end up playing for
Marseille.
Yeah. So I love him trying to get a loan out there, or even to France, so he can play against Marseille and then get picked up by Marseille.
Yeah, it'd be a good journey for him, and we get a decent wage or decent transfer fee for him. So, again, we hope nothing but the best for Mr. Fall. If he's back with us, cool, man. We're gonna hug him. That's for sure. We love the guy, but we want to see what's best at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens there. Thank you, Michael, for sure. Lunch special Geo, where's our new Chicho? Well, transfer window opens when? See, Chicho can't play either right now, by the way, people.
Yeah, he can't play to the 5th. Yep.
Yeah, so he's stuck too. We're stuck. We could have already had a purchase we don't know about yet. But whoever we're getting, it's going to be July, guys, no matter what we do. Rumors are nice. Hat tilts are nice. We'll get them. I'm confident we'll get them. It's just we got to be patient, and just like our fireworks on the 4th, we got to wait a little bit. Mark is on here. He says, Mark Lopez says, saw Bogusz with an iced knee. Did you get an injury? Could be injury, could simply be inflammation at this point. I'm thinking they're all in ice baths at this point, staying alive. Yeah, they're busy. That's for sure. Getting right for each game. It's a short turnaround. So, yeah, whatever it is, if it's a knock, you kind of expect everyone to have a little bit of something going on at this stage, for sure. Lunch Special Geo says Fall better be coming back. So there you go. Miguel Campos says Tony puts in work. No doubt about that. And he puts in some grief that no one deserves. Let's be honest, from people that don't quite get the culture. We had a moment of that. All I'm saying, if this person does listen to this show, don't. Yeah, whoever put him up to that was jacked up. But hey, guys, simple. Don't use your phones in the North End. Don't throw micheladas. Don't be a jerk. Follow into it. Sing. Make it happen. Realize that you're there for the boys. Be there for the boys and do what's needed to get there and respect the culture. Simple. Thank you, Miguel, for calling that out because, yeah, Tony deserves a special award after this week's match. That's for sure. At least a nice coffee. Iced preferably, right? You want iced? The man wants an iced coffee. If you see him in the North End, just give him.
It's depending. Sometimes ice, sometimes hot. I don't mind either or. I just am very black coffee kind of guy too. So
there you go. But that cinnamon type one that they have, or the horchata one's pretty good at La Monarca. I'm not gonna lie, tastes good. Thank you, Miguel. Michael, not Mike, says, can Tony please remind the viewers of our 3252 rules, which I think we just did. But Tony, if you want to add a few more, because yeah, man, you got this owned.
So if you are visiting, if you're going into the North End for your first time or your 20th time, the rules are pretty simple. No phones allowed in the North End between, minute 0 to minute till the halftime whistle. After that, you're fine to do whatever you want. Once the whistle starts for the second half, no phones, and until the end. And then after that, do whatever the F you want. No other teams' jerseys in the North End. And by I mean by that, no Manchester United, Real Madrid, Roma, Juventus, any team. It doesn't matter, even if it's trying to get away with, like, I know there's some teams that do have a black and gold jersey. Still no. Also, international kits are allowed, yes, but no name on the back of the jerseys. So you wear your Mexican kit, but I don't want to see Chicharito on the back. I don't want to see, Hector Herrera on the back, anything like that. Also, the other one that's most important is that I have to say is no sitting on the rails, no, and chanting full 90 minutes. And what I mean by chanting full 90 minutes is you don't have to learn the songs. You can just show like effort by humming to it when the shalalas or the or anything like that, which is a little bit easier. And that's all. That's all we ask, you know what I mean? Mind you, yes, there are times that we do let it slip that phones are on the phone. If you're on there for a second, if you need to make a quick text message, try to hide it as best you can. But also respect the rules. We're not here for clout chasing. We're not here because we want to show the world what LAC is. There's enough videos outside of the North End to show that. And if you want to use your phones and can't handle that, there's always the upstairs bar or upstairs where it's a little bit more casual and you can get away with a lot more stuff. But if you're going to be in the bottom half of the section, you have to go full 90. You have to respect the rules. And these are rules and bylaws that we've had since season 1. And I do my best to try to keep those rules in force and also be polite as I can. But if you're going to be an a-hole, you're more than welcome to leave on your own terms, or if you become very hospitable, you can be escorted out by our beautiful security guards that have our back as well.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys are lucky that Tony's there. If I was there and I saw you on your phone, my water bottle is aiming for your phone. That's what I would do. So you're lucky you got Tony there who's nice about this kind of stuff. Me, I wouldn't be nice. You're in there, you know that if you bring a friend into the 3052, explain the rules to them as well. Say, hey, this is what we're doing, all that kind of stuff. If they're still not sure about it, go up the very back. Go up to the back of the 3252. And then when they get more confident and all that, make your way down. It's that simple. It's inclusive for everyone. Just don't be a dick. Respect the rules. Respect your capos.
Supporter inclusive. Simple. It's what we do. There's a ton of other seats in that stadium. If you don't want to do it, don't go to the section. It's not that hard, especially on a Wednesday night. Trust me, there's tickets floating around, and they're a lot less than the North End. So, yeah, do the world a favor. And if you're not going to put in the work, don't do it. Thank you, Michael. Well done. Thank you, Tony, for telling it how it is, man, as always. And we'll do again on Saturday. That for certain. Let's see. We've got Mark saying, heard that was the second quickest goal in her history. Who was the fastest? Rossi? I think it was a Chicho goal, if I remember correctly. Can I tell you the actual seconds off the top of my head? No. But yeah, there was one. I think it was like about 35 or something like that. But yeah, it was a little quicker. Probably against RSL. Watch. Daniel Angel, outside of the Apoko yellow, I thought Uncle was decent. To be fair, spiking the ball in the stands is a borderline yellow. I would have given a yellow for that. You show me up like that, you're getting a yellow card. For certain. So, yeah, I get it. I knew that's why he got it. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Dave Gomez back in the mix says, morning familia, black and gold. Love it. Daniel Angel says, Michael, not Mike 805. We don't need the 3250 rules rundown. There's no payasos or casuals in the chat. You never know, man. It's a PSA. It's a spread the word. You got to preach to the choir, then the choir spreads the gospel of supporter culture. At least that's our hope, right? Tell a friend, people, and then bring them to the North and when they're ready, and we'll keep doing what we do. So, right, Tony?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I know there's no rundown, but sometimes you need to revisit the rules to to remind yourself on like what you can and can't do. So it's okay. So don't even worry about it.
There it is. Thank you, sir. Burke, right up there, second row in this one, right behind me, man, putting in the work. We heard you singing, no doubt about that. He says, I agree, Daniel Angel. I saw Uncle as ref and was nervous, right? And I like this take from Burke. He says, Ordas over Buke. I am with you here. Ordas is kind of freaky when he comes on the field because he comes on so calm, it looks like he's falling asleep. Have you guys noticed this? It's like he's getting up to like brush his teeth, man. Like it's the weirdest thing. He gets up to that touch line and he's kind of like, I'm here. Like you don't get any nervous energy from the guy. It's just like, okay. And then he goes out there and just starts scanning, right? He runs and he scans. And he's always on a pivot with his head, and he doesn't ever get any like doesn't show nervousness, doesn't show a rush of blood, just does the job. It's a trip watching him, man. I'm with you, Berkey. I feel like he's due one of these days. He's gonna get one. It's just a matter of time. He's gonna get his moment. I can't wait for it too. I'm a big fan of him. I know he's gonna do well in this league and for this team. It's just a matter of time. Daniel Angel says, my 3 Heart of LAFC players are Bogusz with 3 points, Chiellini with 2 points, Crisostomo with 1, all for defying expectations in different ways. Dude, good thinking on that. Well done. Well done. I like it. That's cool. There you go, Araceli. And by the way, Araceli helped us prep the LAFC 2 news for today. She totally set the thing up. Making it happen. Araceli, thank you for all that you do. She's got an early day tomorrow, so she couldn't be on tonight. But she says Mark Lopez Arango had the fastest goal in 20 seconds. There you go. We got Daniel Angel, Rainier Ray, don't sit on the rails. Anthony Bermudez, who would you get as a striker is his question. I want to shift this one over to Bam because it's going to be somebody I don't know, and then all of a sudden he'll do something. It's the LAFC way. Go for it, man.
For a striker, I'm not actually sure. I think we just keep going with the kids as striker. We need more of a natural number 9. That's the big thing for me. We just need that natural number 9. If we were dead set on a striker, I would probably go with Tello from Melbourne City. Probably go with him. He's been doing all right for them. But yeah, no, for me, it's more of a natural 9. Keep the kids going how they're doing, and go from there.
Oh, Tony's got one.
Hot take, and someone else who agrees with me, and we've had this conversation. Not a number 9, but a number 10 from Miami, from that fire sale.
Who do you want?
Pizarro.
Isn't he hurt all the time?
Not necessarily. He just doesn't play that often, but we can probably get a good deal on him. And we need as I know, everyone's saying we need a number 9, but a number 10 would be more valuable than a number 9 at the moment because of good box to box, but moving the ball forward, we don't do anything else. Like we don't get that ball moving forward.
I have to change our shape for that one. So I'm with you, man. We need a 10. I'm not sure if Pizarro's the guy, but we definitely need a 10. We need both. It has to be both this time around.
But on a discount?
It's got to be a good discount. All right. I heard Joseph Martinez was I guess out there too. So he's out too. So yeah, we'll see. Oscar El Coyote says, hello everyone. Good seeing you at the game, brother. Daniel Angel says black and gold El Salvador kit is fire. There you go. Anthony Bermudez has a question I will attempt to answer here. He says, can you wear different hats of Major League Baseball? Well, as long as they're black and gold, like those all-star ones, right? It's a lot of those. If they match the colors, man, I don't think we're gonna notice, right? Who's gonna notice something that small?
Well, there's also the Dodgers hat, and which we do have a Dodgers LAFC one, so that
we have like Laker ones. We have a bunch of colors. So I mean, again, it's LAFC, so you kind of pass the test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Yeah, don't go with the Astros hat or Giants hat. I wouldn't suggest those two. You know, for very obvious reasons, right?
Nothing non-LA, as we'll say that. You know what I mean?
There you go.
San
There you
Diego,
go.
I'm gonna say no, and San Francisco, I'm gonna say no as well. So, and
Yeah,
it might be brave.
even I wouldn't even go in there with like right now wearing my Giant socks. I wouldn't even go into the LFC game with that.
Know your surroundings, people. That's funny. Anthony Bermudez also says a rumor of Vela doesn't resign. Ronaldo will be his replacement. Yeah, that is Twitterverse, man, all the way. I wouldn't put it past us. Definitely not. I mean, it's Ronaldo, the global brand that he is. That would be your counter for Messi, I guess. But yeah, who knows, man? Again, if you're able to sign Bale, you know, everything's a possibility. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Anthony Bermudez says, I know Diego Rossi is gone, but who is better, Rossi or Buanga? Bam looks like he wants to answer this one, so I'm going to give it to him.
Different player, different coaches. You can't really compare them. Rossi did what he needed to do for us. Buanga's just killing at the moment. For me, it's, as I said, different players, different coaches. You don't know how Buanga would have went under Bradley. You don't know how Rossi would have went under Dollar, plain and simple.
Okay, the court's still out, right? The Rossi story is done. We saw what he did. Buanga's story is still developing. So right now, in terms of who's had a greater impact for the club overall, I mean, Rossi has it, right? Early stages of this club's existence, he has it. Buanga, if he gets the goal scoring race this year, pulls that off, then he's probably going to take it, right? It's just it's still developing. We'll see. We'll ask us that question in like September, October, where we're at on that one, right? Mark Lopez says, I really don't want to see any Messi Argentina jerseys in the North End on September 3rd. I don't want to see Paris. I don't want to see Barcelona. I don't want to see any of the former Messi stuff. Like, what? What? Yeah, wrong team. He plays for the other guys. It's that simple. I know you love him, but you can love him outside of the North End too, right? There's other seats. If you have to wear the jersey, I get it. But in the North End, we're on a mission, guys. Miguel Campos says, I'm proud of our youth players, man, especially Ordaz. Has composure. Sleepwalking vibes, man, but not sleepwalking when he's on the field, that's for certain. Daniel Angel, I think the reason someone Ordaz over Buick is because Buick has had way more opportunities blown. Physically, I think Buick is more ready than Ordaz for full 90s, just as Ordaz press is more sprinting. Yeah, I mean, I see that, but dude, the waste opportunities are killing us at this point. So I'd rather go with the promise than the not so much at the moment. Miguel Campos is not in the Pizarro camp, but he is in the number 10 camp. So there you go. Daniel Hill says, I think having more 8s capable of playing like 10s, like Acosta, Sifu, Bogus, Tillman is better because it means opposing defense can't use the one player, gives greater tactical versatility. We need the guy with that dead pass that just drops dimes, man. We need that. David Day's got his vote for Buanga. Anthony Bermudez says loves Messi, but once you come to MLS, you're a rival. That's the thinking. Daniel Hill, I'll take Denis over Diego because physicality, athleticism are harder to stop or game plan than for the finesse distance shooter that Diego was. All right. They said Diego. I don't think that was a mistake either. Let's see. David Day, what rat would wear a Messi jersey in a 32-52 North End? A bunch of kids, man. That's what I've noticed so far is these youngsters coming with their families. And of course, you get a little bit of a pass there because you're with your family and you're a kid, but come on. Yeah, no, it happens, David. It was the night they said he was gonna sign for those guys. it popped up like crazy. It's real, guys, for sure. Yes, man.
If your kid's gonna leave a house in a Messi jersey, be a good parent. Make him change.
The more you know. Tony, yes.
I'm not the biggest Messi person, but you gotta respect a GOAT when you see one, especially since I am a Ronaldo fan too. So that's fine. He's just
I'm not saying like generally, but I'm saying if you're coming to the 3052 in that area,
okay.
yeah.
was like-
Well, look, day to day, where what you want. To me, Messi isn't the GOAT. He's the greatest of this generation. I don't like the term GOAT because how can you put Messi up against other players from the past that technology's changed, science behind the sport has changed. You've got different boots. You've got people that are no longer working Monday to Fridays, then going and playing football. You can't compare them due to all that kind of stuff. Refereeing has changed, rules have changed, all that. Physicality has changed.
The physicality of the game is different. Yeah, it's a different sport at this point.
The sports science has changed too. So it's the same as Williams throws into basketball. The Michael Jordan, LeBron James one. They're the both greatest of their generations.
Right. And it's sad to me, like especially like the Ronaldo Messi thing. I gotta be honest, guys. I have my preferences. Just be blessed to know that they're both on this planet playing at the same time, right? Like rivals and all that. I get it. I get it when they're against each other. I get it. But the comparisons are funny to me because their roles are also different, right? And they all have had their contributions and all won their trophies. And it's like, just enjoy it for what it is. We're lucky to have both, right? I can go all day talking about players of the past that I've got to see play, and yeah, times are different. It's good. It's good to have them here. It's nice to be entertained, right?
Yeah, we are spoiled with two great footballers.
Yeah. Enjoy it. Now we have the new generation popping up. So, yeah, enjoy it. It's football it's healthy right now in terms of talent. So, love it for what it is. Ox says facts. Messi is Messi, but he ain't part of the black and gold. He's our enemy on the field. Exactly. And David was a little shocked by it, dude. It's wild out there, man. For sure. Let's see. See, I'm in Michael's camp here. Pele over Messi. I mean, again, impact on their generation. Maybe you want to talk about that, but dude, they're both so special. They just are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You look at when Pele was playing, completely different game to what Messi's playing now.
They hammered him to death, man. Like it's just so physical. You wouldn't get away with that these days. So yeah, different. Again, happy to see them both exist in this world and impact the game. David Day's having fun. He says Vela over Messi. on the day, we have to treat it that way, right? Oh yeah, I've heard this name a few times. Imagine Di Maria to LAFC would be nice. I keep hearing Di Maria to Miami though. Another one. Yeah, I know. Wolf is on. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Top of the night, right? We always handle it in the middle of the night. That's what we do. Thank you, Night Owls, for jumping on with us tonight." Daniel on Hell says Ronaldo needs to come to the U.S. if he wants to match up with the goats of Pelé and Messi. A challenge. I hope, dude. I mean, whether he plays for us or not, but the more we have with star players coming our way, the better off we'll be. Bring the best. That's what we want anyway. Ox, everyone is trying to follow Messi to Miami. I guess it's going to be a big party over there. I don't know what's going to do with the standings, but definitely going to be a party. I'll still take our world on this side on this coast and what we do here with our team. And again, we're more healthy than I know. Messi's huge, right? Biggest we've ever had join the league. I get it. But competitively, I like where we're sitting even in the moment. So, yeah, there's going to be a circus over there, guys. That's for sure. We'll see what circus we bring to town. Couple more days, everybody. All right, so let's move it on. What do we do after comments? That's right. We're going to community news. Tony, you have the floor, sir.
So for community news, we have one new thing, one old thing that's about to end, and the continuation of two other things that needs to be handled. So the new is the second annual Black and Gold Running Club 3252 challenge is going on again on July 23rd and 24th. Teams will begin a virtual relay on Saturday, July 23rd at 2 a.m. and finish at 10:52 on Sunday morning. Each team will need to have someone running at all times for the full 32 hours and 52 minutes to see how many miles their team can cover during that time. Registration is $60 per person, includes an event t-shirt. All proceeds from the event will be donated to AMCF Foundation. Contact the Black and Gold Running Clubs for registration fees and signups about that. The thing that is about to end is the Farm Workers Backpack Drive by Cuervos. Sponsored backpack full of school supplies for the children of farm workers in Oxnard for $30 each. You can also donate school supplies to any Cuervos tailgate, which is going to be this Saturday until June 24th, and watch party. So again, the tailgate is one of the last opportunities, or you can hit them up on their socials to get the link to donate $30 for a full backpack. 3252 membership is still open. If you have not registered, please do. This helps us get TIFO material, drum repair, ticket allotment, away ticket prices, so we can get those in advance ahead of time, as well as for you guys. You guys get a pin, a scarf, a discount at HQ, and help out also the supporter groups, fill out their numbers and to see where they stand in the 3252 and officials. So make sure you do that. And the last but not least, the Mo Facio futsal court is still going on. We really need your help. I know defenders are going to be doing a giveaway soon with the Flex Power Tools for entry, but if you want to do that, the best way to do it is just donate to the foundation, which is lafc.com/mo-facio. Donate $1, donate whatever you can. I know times are tough, but if we can get this the building process started, then we can probably finish it really quickly. And that is all for community news.
Thank you, sir. All right. Guess what, guys? It's LAFC2 update time, and we actually finally have good news from LAFC2, maybe with a bit of an assistance, but here we go. LAFC2 has finally got a win, a second win. They defeated Vancouver tonight 3-1. Christian Diaz opened the scoring off a corner in the 39th minute. Yeksin Suba scored a brace in the 55th and 90+3, so the 93rd minute, to secure the win. Suba made his first team debut in KC, of course, has earned 2 starts with LAFC2 in the last 5 days, so he is a busy player. Now, the team will remain on the road for their next match, which is next Sunday, July 2nd, in Dallas against North Texas Soccer Club. It'll be a 5:30 p.m. kickoff on Apple TV. So that's right. The boys got to win. Absolutely awesome. Tony, I think you mentioned off air there was a red card that kind of fell to our advantage, right? That helped you get us across the line. So we did have that too.
Of course.
But a win's a win. So who cares about the details? On paper, the win's the win. So good on that. Now, there was a little bit of update on Ryan Ayub. He did assume captain duties in the 38th minute after Gustavo Tejas picked up an injury for FC Bayern for their world squad in their Argentina friendly against Estudiantes de La Plata. The team did lose 2-0 in the game, but it is nice to hear that Ryan Ayub got to at least assume captain's duty in this match. They will face the youth team of Argentinos Juniors this Friday, club where Diego Maradona started his professional career, of course. So that should be an excellent experience for Ryan. We hope for nothing but the best for him. And again, taking on the captain duty, that's cool. We'll see what happens this next match. But yeah, and hope we hear more names getting involved. It's good news. That is for certain. All right, I'm going to pass the torch on to Bam for the Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute.
All right. For this week, I've decided to, because we're playing Vancouver, go see who their sister cities are. They've only got 5 sister cities, and Los Angeles is one of them. But I decided to go with Edinburgh, Scotland, who they've been a sister city with since 1978. And because we're playing them on Saturday night, I've gone with the Bay City Rollers song Saturday Night from the album Rollin' from 1974.
Dang, like disco? We went disco?
No. Bay City
No.
Rollers are a pop rock.
Pop rock. Okay. 70s, man. 70s. All right. Dig it.
The song did peak at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100.
There you go. A little bit of history, flashback. Nice. All right then. Well done, sir. Again, original songs, and we dig the sister city stuff when we just kind of burnt out the usefulness of certain cities we've visited way too often this year. Vancouver, it's what? It's the 3rd time we're playing them already, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Sheesh.
Something like that,
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we took them out in the Champions League, so yeah. Little familiar. All right. That's a good segue. Let's get right into it. Vancouver Whitecaps. They're coming to town again. I know. This weekend. It is on. Another evening match. Lovely. Vancouver's kind of in an interesting place right now. Of course, we are top of the table in the West, doing pretty darn good standings-wise. Form, again, it's something to work on. Vancouver, on the other hand, is holding the last playoff spot, the 9th seed right now. They've got 22 points to our 32 points. We got 10 points on these guys. And they've played the same exact number of matches as us. So they've got some games to gain on others ahead of them. And things don't seem to look so bleak for them right now, right, Tony?
No, they tied the last 2 games against Cincinnati and Kansas City. They actually did win against Houston, lost against St. Louis, and won against the Sounders.
The only thing I will say, the one caveat to that, of course, is that they haven't won a single road match this year. Knock on wood, guy. I know. But they haven't. They've gone 0-4-3. So yes, Tony. Or Bam.
Yeah. They also, between the SKC and Cincinnati match, they had a 2-1 win against Montreal in the Canadian final.
In the final?
Yeah,
so
they had a Canadian Championship final. They had a 2-1 home win to Montreal.
So I guess is going back to the Champions League. Gotcha. Okay. So that's good news for them. Again, things are looking bright for them at the moment. Now, Bam, they did have a match that got postponed, correct?
Yeah, about 2 hours after it was supposed to start, due to the wonderful weather from Colorado. They were going to start, but they have a curfew of when the noise has to be done by. So they had to start the game by a certain time, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Which, from everything that I know, the stadium's in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know why there is a noise curfew, but there is. So unfortunately, the game against Colorado had to be postponed.
That's insane. We're going to disturb the dried grass and the youth soccer fields. So bizarre, but okay, fine. They get rest. We don't. We get momentum. Forget about it. It's on. On our side, you know what we've done. So yeah, let's get after it. Stat wise, of course, total goals. We got 26. They got 27. Goals against, we've only allowed 16. They've allowed 21. Goal difference 10-6 in our advantage. Of course, assists the same. Again, remember, they've played the same number of games as us pretty much. We've played a few more, of course, that are off the list, but in terms of league matches, similar in the standings. In terms of played points, different story, of course. Now, key players on both sides. Who's the top scorer, man? Where you at, Tony? What you got?
The top scorer for them is Julian Grissel with 17 appearances and wrong one. Brian White, that was going to be assist. My bad. I was flipped up. 17 appearances and 6 goals. And the next one is Simon Belcher with 12 appearances, 4 goals. And Gressel is actually 17 appearances and 3 goals. And for assists, like I said, and then assists, Gressel is the one with 17 appearances and 5 assists. And Ryan Gall with 3 assists and 16 appearances.
Of course, we do have Blackman showing up on that roster as well, so there is that familiar face. We are all too familiar with this team, guys. I mean, again, we played them a lot this year. We shellacked them. We know historically, though, they find ways to hurt us, but not in our house. That doesn't happen. We've been comprehensive in our ability to handle this team in our stadium. Of course, this is a different story with so many injuries, international call-ups, so there's just some issues to deal with players in and out of the lineup, but they, of course, are affected as well, which I bring it over to Bam. Who is missing for Vancouver in this match, and how much of an impact do you expect from that loss?
For Vancouver, they're missing Russell Tilbert with an injury. They're also missing Brown, Gressel, and Vite on international duty. So
no Gressel.
He might be back, but I don't think he will because they're still listed as international duty. So,
okay. So there it is. They are, that I think hurts them more than it hurts us at the moment. Of course, we have some missing faces still listed, correct?
Yep. So for us, we're still listening. We're still got obviously Max and Palencia out, and questionable is Acosta and Tillman. So hopefully they're back soon. But at the same time, though, with who we've got in the midfield, take your time. Don't rush an injury.
Yeah, right. The long game is definitely what we have to play now. The canceled match, they did release the lineup. Bam, did you want to share that one from the canceled match? Because let's be honest, it's probably gonna be the same thing, right?
Yeah. So for the canceled match, they had Takioka in goal, Ahmed, Vasilinovic, and Labdora in defense. Midfield was Rapasso, Scoff, Cubas, and Martins in the defensive mid. Forward mid was Cordova and Gould, and up top was White, who they always play up top.
So interesting. Now, if you're going, what? They're playing a 3-4-2-1, because that is actually what it's lining up as on paper. They kind of are, but it does give the ability of their outside midfielders to drop in deep, and they can go 5 back if they need to. It's very counterattack based lineup. Now you're like, wait, do they play this all the time? I would tell you, yeah, they kind of do play this one a lot. When they played against Cincinnati and got a draw against the top side in the league, sounds funny hearing Cincinnati as top side. They played the 3-4-2-1. In that game, of course, it was Laborda, Veselinovic, and Brown in the back. I know, not much difference there. Central midfielder, they did have Berhalter instead of Schopf. Otherwise, looked the same. And then Vite was in the game for that instead of Gold. So that minor changes, that's for sure. Again, please remember that they are missing a couple of their top guys. So they're hurting in terms of impact players. We're hurting in terms of impact players. It's another team that's in a transition due to international duty. I think that would be fair, right, Ben?
Exactly. And if you go back to their game against Montreal in the Canadian Championship final, they went with a 4-2-3-1. So again, just because they got the 4 in the back mid, they can always push one up further if need be, especially if they're pushing for a goal.
Yeah, so I guess we should probably just expect a bit of an overload in midfield in at this stage. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah. So the 5 in the mid at least.
Yeah. Where they are, high, low. Let's be honest, they're playing us. It'll be low. They might shift it low, but be ready for that. It's going to be tough on the boys, that's for sure. I think the bigger question is going to be us, of course, as always. What are we going to do in the moment? And I'll throw this to you guys first. Tony, I think you get first crack on this. McCarthy's in goal. I don't think we question that. Who's your back line? Who do you think we're going to see out there?
So Hollingshead, Maldonado, Palacios.
There's Murillo and Long, right? And then Chiellini.
Yeah,
Not long. Long's on the international.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like
Yeah,
that's
he's
why.
gone.
Yeah, so Chiellini played a full 70, so I don't think him. So I think it's gonna be Murillo.
Yeah, if Murillo's healthy, if he's ready to go. Yeah. There are questions on that too. Not scaring you guys, but the name got listed at some point, I think today, as it potentially being out for the game. So it'll be Chiellini and a shoestring. Which brings us Dolenmeyer to the rescue. I know, guys. I know it's just fun times. Bam, who do you think the back line's? We don't have much of a choice, do we? We know who's available, and that's it.
Hollingshead, Palacios, Maldonado, and maybe one of the kids.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I still think it'll be Chiellini. He looked fine in this game. I think he comes back into these. We're playing at home. He didn't have to travel. There's no turf to deal with. Yeah, I think we're fine there. Midfield, of course, is going to be a fun situation. I think that the one guy we know for sure will be Sanchez. After that, who knows? Going to be a hard one. I'll go to you first, Bam. Who's lining up with Sanchez?
Sanchez. I'm gonna go with Dueñas over Chrysostomos and Bogus.
I like it. I'm with you on that one.
Like
Tony?
Chrysostomos had a great game, but I think backing up might be a little bit too much for him.
Yeah, it's tough.
For me, I think it's probably going to be the lineup that we just had is Cristomos, Sanchez, and Bogus, to be honest.
Don't be surprised if it's Sanchez, Chrysostoma, and Dueñas just to screw us all up. Just because, right? Dueñas is fresh. Bogus had a pretty impactful game. Yeah, we don't know. Top line's also fun with Vela, Apoku, and Boanga still being available for this one, as was Biuk and Bogush if they don't use them in the midfield. So that makes it a little bit harder. If I'm going to be a guessing guy, I'm going to say Boanga, Vela, and Apoku again. They look good. They look fine. Boanga needs to build up his confidence again and get his minutes because he's comfortable. He wants to play. I think they just go for it this time. Bam, your thoughts?
For me, I'm actually going to change my midfield because I forgot he was back. Bogus is going to be up for Apoku. So going to be Bogus, Vela, Boanga up top, and I have Sifu going to the mid.
Yeah, I mean, he was a sub last game, so it would make sense too. Yeah, good call on that one. Again, he was fine last game. Unfortunate, let's be honest, not to get a goal. But yeah, again, shift it all around, guys. I encourage all of you right now. Give us your lineups too. We want to hear where you guys are at because again, it's kind of just roll the dice and see who's healthy. And hey, if we're getting results that way, I guess just go hodgepodge. All right. Let's see where everyone else is at on this. If we've got a couple choices on here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Wow, not much on it. Not much on it. Yeah. I see, of course, Dave talking about open windows. Don't close them, right? And Wolf's just saying his mind is blown, of course, because we're top of the league at this point after that dismal month of mostly June. Yeah. And then Daniel Angel was saying that Vancouver coach Vanny was talking about Boanga after CCL quarters away. He says, we actually start quite well, and then Boanga scored a banger. What's Boanga does when he's feeling good. So There we go with comments. Not a whole lot, but that's okay, guys. Thank you for every little bit you do. On our end, of course, you heard our predictions. We'll see how this one plays itself out. Again, I just hope that everyone is there in full measure, singing, going crazy, following the North End rules. If you're in the North End, if you're not in the North End, sing along with us. There were some great moments in this last game where the drums went silent and the whole stadium jumped into song, and it was pretty darn cool to see. So please, please, back the boys. Let's do this. Let's get our results. All right. Thank you, everybody, for the comments today. It is that time, guys. We're getting towards the end. I see Dave Gomez before I close this. He did jump in and say he likes Bogusz as an attacking midfielder. So there you go as well. Yeah, he looked good from distance, didn't he? Tony, didn't he?
Oh yeah, of course he did. Like he was perfect at distance, just taking it. Fortunately, sometimes they get scared taking the long shots, but when they can, they can.
There it is. There it is. All right. I think it is that time. Close things out. Call this one. Y'all go rest. Make it happen. Yeah, that's right. Final thoughts. Here we go. Again, thank you, everybody. You know how much we love that you guys jump on here. Love the support. I'm going to start with Bam first. Bam, final thoughts today.
Final thoughts. It's great getting the win yesterday. Let's go out and get another win this weekend. Now, I'm going to segue a little bit from the world of football. If you are free over the next week or so, try and get down to San Diego. You've got the lacrosse world champs going on at the moment. And actually have a friend of mine who's playing for Denmark in the goal. So if you get down, go check out some of them. Tomorrow, for example, you've got Australia versus USA being played at the USD, so University of San Diego, and all the other, and you also got games at San Diego State University, so playing at the university grounds. So if you can get a chance, go down, check out some games. You've got teams. You've got Australia, you've got Scotland, you've got the Philippines, Israel, Poland, and Germany play tomorrow. You've got Mexico and Italy, Uganda and Japan. So you got some interesting teams from around the world, all in San Diego for the World Champs. So you get a chance, go down, check it out. Take a mate with you, make the phone calls. Mental health is the most important thing. So just go out, have fun. And if you've got nothing to do, go check out some lacrosse as well.
There we go. There we go. It's fun. It's brutal, actually. If you like physical play, lacrosse is good at that. So good stuff, Bam. Thank you, sir. I'm passing this one off to Tony. Final thoughts.
Final thought is drink responsibly this weekend. I know it's going to be a long tailgate on a Saturday, so drink responsibly. Make sure you take care. Go full 90. Please follow the North End rules. I don't want to be the bad guy, but if I have to be the bad guy, I will. But it'll be in the very calmest way. But if it doesn't become like that, then I do have a mean streak to me. Other than that, let's get those 3 points, so that way when we get moving forward, we can keep it going to battle for a first when we go see a friend of ours in St. Louis, or when he comes here.
He's coming this way. I already talked to him, man. It's gonna be good having him back. We're talking about, of course, Ben. Yeah, he's already said he's on his way back, guys, when the time comes. So we will see him in town, and hopefully on camera if it all works itself out. He's a busy guy working for that team. They got a lot going on right now. A few struggles, but hey, that's expected for a young side. All right. From my end, again, thank you everybody for your contributions every week, talking to us in the stands. I had a lot of you guys reach out to me this week. It was fun to have those conversations up on top there. Bam and Tony, of course, always putting in the work, having a great episode because of them every week. And Araceli always taking care of business, keeping us fully informed, and keeping that basically info covered, media covered too on game days. Absolutely impressive on that. So Araceli, thank you. All right. And of course, the supporters, thank you guys for doing what you do and keeping us where we're at. That is where it matters most, of course, is the football and the supporters. Everything else is just details. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, final word, that tradition as well. So, Bam, final word.
Stay golden.
Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.